The Preakness and PGA edition of the Bottom Line Bombs. On the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog is offering plenty of markets this week for the PGA Championship that you can't find anywhere else. Sign up with Bombs to claim your special pick plus first-time deposit. Offer up to $250 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code BOMBS. That was a bit loud. I appreciate it, but I mean, I kind of made the noise of a bomb, and now I'll make noise of a theme song that starts like. Welcome to the Bottom Line Bombs. I am your host, the Laddie Daddy, the bet detective, the man in the box. He just hold it. Yes, and we are here live on Thursday, May 16th. Live, a little later, 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock lockdown, Chi-Town traffic on the Kennedy Expressway. Mountain time zone, you're doing all right there in the 4 o'clock code. But you guys got the chill. Although you guys have a game coming up very soon. Very soon. Anyway, I'm here on today's show. I will give out a couple NBA bombs for this weekend, tomorrow and Saturday, Friday and Saturday. I'll also give out a little late PGA plays. I'll talk a little PGA to golf tournament. Obviously, it's a little too late to get some. But you can still always bet. You can bet all weekend. That's the thing. You don't have to get it just before that Thursday match. Although I did see, I do have some long shots and some bombs, if you will, in the PGA. And there's nothing like came into the office today and seeing Xander threw a 9 under there. Oh, okay. Well, all bets ruined. All my first round leaders, everything's ruined. Of course, Xander's gonna have an almost breaker course record. But that's not over. Anyway. And, of course, Preakness. That's the most important part. Preakness is a Saturday, the second part of the Triple Crown, second leg in Pimlico, Baltimore. I'll tell a story about that later. And then we'll do a man in the box at the end. And then that's it. That's it. That's all you get. See, Generates. You've gotten plenty this week. We had a great show Monday. I had my third guest of all time. Hockey Hannibal Burris came in. It was fantastic. I told him it'd be 10 minutes. It took 20 minutes, but whatever. It was a great segment. I realized I should have guests on more. I've only had 3 guests. I had Adam Ridley, producer / cameraman, director of the 30 for 30 about American Gladiators. He was great. I've had Kevin Bozeman, who did March Madness Futures. And then I had Hockey Hannibal, who went 0-3 with his hockey picks, by the way. He was not happy about that. It's a lot of pressure giving out picks. And I told him, listen, we're a process over results kind of show. No need to worry about that. My degenerates out there understand. Listen, fade or follow. Pick your poison, whatever you want to do. These picks are for tobacco use only, but they're free, so I don't want to hear it. But I also understand how. But you don't get. You don't care. You still feel a lot of pressure. Although I think that was his way of saying, "Yeah, I'm not coming back to your show." That was it. One time only, which I understand. He's a busy man. He's building a fucking club, for crying out loud. Here I am giving out Preakness bombs. Tatum did go on the money line. Ed is in here. Tatum, I know. Doesn't matter. Because that tweet line of Jason Tatum being the Michael Jordan of Tobias Harris is one of the funniest tweets of all time for as NBA playoffs goes. But we'll give out a new underdog. I know it's all right. Money line Ed. See, that's the thing. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Money line Ed to give out a Jason Tatum under in the chat room last show, and I used it for my underdog play for all of the degenerates. We're all in this together, and don't feel bad about it. You're gonna lose. You're going to win some. You're going to lose some. You're going to lose a lot more probably. No, but you have to have the right mindset, the endeavor, the even keel. You can't let it affect your. You can't go shooting dogs after you lose a bet. That seems to be all the rage nowadays. People like to shoot their dog. It used to be a joke. You kick the dog. Now you shoot the dog. You have that crazy woman senator who shot a fucking 14-month-old dog. You had Angie Harmon's DoorDash delivery driver shooting a dog in the face. What's going on out there with the dog shooting? A lot of bad bets. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's legalized gambling. Watch out, dogs. We're taking it out on you, these bad beats. But like I said, Hannibal was upset. He's like, Jesus Christ, I'm never giving out picks again. And people do come at it, no matter what, even if you do win, like wrong side. Anyone would have known that, obviously. Well, then why don't you take it? Why don't you take the other side? If you knew it, obviously, why didn't you go? Since you have Vegas figured out, you go ahead and ship your fucking millions. Oh man. But I do say I do enjoy having a guest. I did enjoy having a guest on because it's so much less work. That's the beauty of having guests. And I realized that's the hack. I used to always think, how do these people do these shows by themselves? With no audience, no nothing. I don't even have a Robin behind a booth. Every sports talk radio guy thinks they're Howard Stern. They set up their show. You see Colin Cowherd's desk? It's like fucking 20 feet higher than anything else. It's insane. They all just rip off Howard Stern's format, and they have their staff on there. They're the producers. They act like it's a solo show, but then they have like their 4 directors and producers on there, and then they just bully them and make fun of them. But they're not nearly as good as Stern at doing so. Robin with the news. That's why Colin Cowherd is such a direct ripoff of Stern. It's hilarious. He has his desk 20 feet higher than everyone else. And then he has his news. It used to be a news gal. It used to be, what was it? Tony Gonzalez's wife or girlfriend or whatever, or Zach Thomas's sister, who's Jason Taylor's wife. That's what it was. I forget her name. But anyway, they were complete smoke shows. They're on new shows now. Now it's Jason McIntyre from The Big Lead, which is weird. What an awful duo they are. But he does a direct ripoff of Stern will do a show, and then he'll be like, Robin with the news, and Robin would do the news. Robin was a serious news person, and then he'd make fun of the whatever was in the news. And he'd be giving news because it was a radio program. What's hilarious when these guys rip off Stern, but they just give their news is just more stories that they would normally talk about, more sports stories. Okay, now J-Mac with the news. And the news is the NFL schedules came out, and the Raiders in a comedy sketch. Oh, okay. But that you were going to talk about that anyway, right? That's not different than what you're already talking about. And I will talk about the NFL schedule video release. Hilarious comedy. Can we fucking... All right, I don't even want to get into it. I didn't want to get into it. But my point was, I will get into it when we get to the Man in the Box segment at the end. What a teaser that is. That's how you keep people. That's how you keep in here for the full hour. For the full hour. That's the thing Larry King used to. Now, Larry King, no pun intended, was the king of solo broadcasting. He could, although he would always have a guest on, one-on-one guest. Omaha, in here for the full hour. And so it's when they would have a guest on, he would say that, Hannibal in here for the full hour. And then that puts the guest on easy. What? I'm here for a fucking hour? Like, even if they know they are, they don't want to be told, because then you're like, oh, God. Now that's all I'm thinking about. But like I always said, I'm like a cross between Alex Jones and Jim Rome. And now I get their hacks. I'm like, how can they do a 3-hour show? They have callers. They have fucking guests. Call in. It's so much less work. I don't know if you see generous understand what I do for this show. I know it seems like I'm just rambling, which is a lot of it is. And I am giving you picks with bits for tobacco use only. But I do actually have to put something into it, at least an outline. I'll show you this if you're watching on YouTube right now. Here's a clipboard with my notes, my paper and passion. I'm the analog. I'm the only one on this network with the analog skills. Everyone's got their laptop. I have the laptop in here just to run the program. Oh, my little Puma thing came off my sweatpants. Anyway, all right. Let me get. Now I'm running over. No, am I complimenting myself? Congratulating myself? Is that what I'm doing? Why not? Anyway, we got a great show. Let me get into it. First, let me tell you about the Mega Memorial Day merch sale. 15% off everything in the merch store. Promo code SGPN May. Go into the merch store. I got a lot of Bottom Line Bombs material. You have Man in a Box shirts, of course, Bottom Line Bomb shirts, hoodies, T-shirts. You have The Bet Detective, which is some good artwork. That's me on Jim Carrey's face, Bet Detective. You can get one of those shirts. You don't have to get me, though. You can get everything else. There's a Dago Dime shirt for Tommy DeVito for the Giants. I kind of like that one because it uses the word Dago, and I'm pretty sure you can't do that. Anyway, who cares? Who cares? We're money line. Oh, boy, I'm looking at myself on YouTube. I shouldn't have done that. I'm on too many screens back here. That's the problem when you're in the Man in the Box solo show. It's just you and your head on all the monitors. I got a StreamYard monitor. I got a YouTube monitor. I'm looking at the monitors right here in the studio. I'm all over the place. Not one of them's good. The multi-mirrored. I've talked about this before, but it's like when you get a haircut and you just got to look at your head the entire time and you just got to deal with it. Your face staring right back at you. And it's just your head because you got the toilet paper around your throat, that tarp. So it's just your head floating in a place of business and a guy spinning you around in a chair. And it's just your head spinning. And you see like 5 of your heads in a place of business spinning around. Oh, my God. What is going on here? Is this what I look like? Do you have a straight razor? You can touch up the back and slit throat. Let's end this thing for crying out loud. Just kidding. Anyway, what would you guys do without me? Anyway, let's talk some NBA bombs. Like I said, it's late, so there's a game tonight. Denver, Minnesota, Game 6. I just want to throw this out there real quick because it's happening tonight. By the time everyone else listens to it, the game is probably going to be over with. So I'm going to look silly. But like I said, these are picks with bits for tobacco use only. But I do really like Minnesota tonight. They're laying 2 at home. I just like how everyone has just counted them out now. And it's difficult to beat a team 4 teams in a row. We all know the story of this series. Minnesota won the first 2 games in Denver. Everyone said Denver's getting swept. It's over with. So much so, Michael Malone smartly put up a compilation of all the talking heads saying how done they were and played it for Denver. And then now Denver went off. They won 2 in Minnesota handily. They buried them last game. Jokic fucking went nuts. Jokic with those old man sweaty pit moves, those fucking fucking long ass Croatian hooks. He's the best. Jokic is so funny. Anyway, so now they have to play him 4 times in a row. Here's the thing with Denver. And now everyone's like, oh, I'm sorry. All the media's like, I'm apologizing. Denver, I never should have doubted you. You guys are the champs. What the fuck were we thinking with Minnesota? We never liked Minnesota. We never believed in them. The team, they're like, Anthony Edwards is Michael Jordan. I think it's his kid. I literally think it's his child. He's part sneaker. Anthony Edwards is still good. Minnesota's still good. And man, do people love hating on Rudy Gobert? Oh my God. Jokic embarrassed Rudy Gobert. He's an embarrassment. That's your defensive player. That's your king. Okay. Well, he plays a little. There's not too many Jokic's going out there. Yes, he is a defensive player of the year. And his stats back it up. All right, you want to say Wemby was better? Fine, I don't care. But still, you don't act like he's trash. People hate him because he's French. And he's a little annoying. Rudy Gobert, he did a COVID thing. And it's just, he gets a lot of shade. That's not deserved, I think. So much so you can tell because he had that great nickname, the Stifle Tower. French block shot, Stifle Tower. Great nickname. In the 70s, 80s, that would have stuck. But today we're like, fuck you, Rudy Gobert. You're patient zero. You spread COVID, you fucking French bastard. We're not calling you that because that's too cool. So he's been embarrassed on TV. And like I said, like Michael Malone was smart. Players are inspired by being humiliated on TNT and ESPN and Black Twitter. That's what inspires them. Coaches don't inspire them. That's why Malone was smart. He put a video compilation of everyone on TV making fun of him because that's how they respond. They did the same thing to Gobert. And he is French. Alfred 44 makes a good counterpoint. I mean, he is French, though. LOL. Good counterpoint. It's hard to argue that. And he gets paid a lot of money. People don't like his contract, too. But it is in francs. Point is, just as a quick actual handicap of this game, it is difficult to beat a team four times in a row. It really is. There will be adjustments. And I think Denver might punt this. Not punt this game. They're going to try to win. But the second this game gets away from them, I can see him shutting it down and getting ready for Game 7 at home, which they will win. They'll win Game 7 at home. I'm not doubting that. But their bench is not this good. Their bench is playing great. Their bench hasn't played like this all year. That was the knock on them. Their bench isn't the same as last year, and they're not. But now they're playing over their heads. So I do think there's a form of regression in that. You're getting -2. We're going to bomb Minnesota. Get out there. Open up a new window. Degenerates. And bomb the living hell out of Minnesota. Oui. We get a croissant in Eagle Rock. But first, let me tell you. Oh, this is going to be good. Let me put on a block of NYRA. Let me tell you about NYRA. And when I come back, we'll do the weekend NBA bombs and some PGA and some Preakness. But speaking of the Preakness, bet the second jewel of the Triple Crown with NYRA bets. Sign up today for a $200 deposit bonus with promo code SGPN200. Join now to claim your $200 deposit bonus. Just in time for the Preakness at nyrabets.com/SGPN200. Gear up for the Black-Eyed Susan Day at Pimlico and boost your Preakness bankroll with NYRA bets. Boy, I'm good at reading words. Opt in and bet at least $150 each on Belmont at the Big A Pimlico Friday for $30 bonus. Win or lose each. Earn more on the Preakness stakes. Bet at least $200 on the Belmont Big A Pimlico for a $40 bonus. Win or lose. Opt in to win at NYRBetsA.com. That's not all. You score big with a 20% bonus on your ticket winnings by hitting an exacta on any or all races at Belmont at the Big A on Sunday. Get in and get your bonuses at nyrabets.com/SGPN200. And I will tell you who to take in the Preakness later on in the show. But of course, there's Underdog. The NBA playoffs are here. Underdog Fantasy wants to make it a lot more interesting. Underdog Fantasy is the easiest place to play fantasy sports. Play their pick'em game. Get 100 times up to your money. It's a ton of fun. It's available in 30 states, including California, Texas, and even Canada. I'm going to give you out an Underdog. We're going to bounce back and do an higher, lower Underdog Fantasy play for tonight's game. That's happening right now. Or maybe some in the weekend, actually. Maybe I'll do that. Underdog will be running a ton of different promos, bonus cash, airdrops, special giveaways, more throughout the NBA playoffs. So make sure to follow at Underdog Picks on Twitter to keep an eye out. Sign up with my code BOMBS. You hear that, degenerates? Use the code BOMBS, BOMBS, to claim your special pick and first-time deposit up to $250 in bonus cash. Underdog Fantasy promo code BOMBS. Oh, boy. All right. Let me drip that down. How much time we got? Oh, man, we're going. I don't even know if we have time to do an Underdog Fantasy. What is Rudy Gobert's numbers? So let me just check. Let me just check. I'm gonna go ahead and put a Rudy Gobert, just because of all. I'm the only one who backs him up. How about that? Let me share the screen here. Let me show you guys what I'm doing, just so you know. Just so you know, I am not effing around here. Bet detective. Here is my Underdog Fantasy. Okay. These are the featured ones where you get to lock it in. Jokic 23.5, blah blah blah. Anthony Edwards, you can only go higher than 23.5. I don't know if I like that. No, I want some Rudy Goberts. Let me get Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter, Jaden McDaniels, Nas Reed. Here we go. Rudy Gobert. 11.5. That's a lot of points. Let's go 2.5 blocks and steals for Rudy Gobert, the French tickler. And I'm going to do that, degenerates, with a WNBA play. Because Lady Ball started. We're hot in Lady Ball. Do we do Caitlin Clark? Does she get a triple-double? No way, right? Impossible. Double-double, though. Can she do that? Can Caitlin Clark? Let's do it. Why not? Who cares? That's fun. Let's see. Jeez Louise. Because she will get a lot of assists, that's for sure. You know she's going to get a double-digit point. She's going to score. Hell, she might get it with turnovers like she did last time. She had 10 turnovers last game. Let's do it. Boom. There it is. Caitlin Clark. Higher. Gets a double-double. Rudy Gobert, more than 2.5 blocks of steals. That pays. What the hell did that pay? 14-1? Jeez Louise. That's crazy. I love it. Bang. How about that? And we're back. Woo-wee, Serial. Welcome to the chat room. Wants to know what team came out with the best schedule release video. We'll talk about that at the end at the Man in the Box segment. We will talk NFL schedule releases. Oh, the build-up for the NFL schedule release videos for a PDF file. Anyway, let me talk real quickly. So NBA Bombs. Then we got the PGA, the Preakness, and I'll do a Man in the Box. We'll talk NFL schedules. How about that? How about that, everyone? I know everyone's but that's how dominant the NFL is. There's all these playoffs going on. There's all these things going on, and people just wonder about the fucking like the travel itinerary of NFL teams. They are getting creative with it. They have good videos, but I'll get into that list. First of all, second of all, third of all. All right. We have tomorrow night's game. So you have another game 6. So I believe Minnesota will tie it up tonight. And then lose game 7. Another one that should tie it up. It's 3-2 New York. And by the way, we went 2-0 on Monday, degenerates. We gave out Denver in game 5, and we gave out the Knicks at game 5 in the Garden, in the Mecca. Oh my God, they just outwork them. They outwork them. How about this New York Knicks? I finally surrendered. This New York Knicks nightmare is not ending soon. They're playing the Celtics. That's just the way it's going to go. And I'm going to say, hey, the NBA is going to rig it. Although they do rig home games for them. I mean, the next ref up mentality. Hey, you got some injuries? Next ref up. Ref's got to step it up for the Knicks. Not that they did for game 5. The Knicks blew them out. But the point is, the NBA needs the Knicks Celtics playing. And I kind of agree with it. The Knicks have been the only exciting thing about these playoffs, except for now the Mavericks a little bit. Although the Thunder have been really disappointing. Although the last 2 games have been blowouts. Now, will this game be a blowout? I don't think it will be. I think this will be a very competitive game 6. That's why the Knicks getting 5.5 is just way too many points. And trust me, I want the Pacers to win. I cannot stand these Knicks fans. I love the Knicks team. I love Tibbs. I think Tibbs also gets a bad rap about running players into the ground. Although he did almost murder. He almost did kill Luol Deng one year for the Bulls. That being said, these Knicks teams, they do fight. They are annoying. They get in there hard. They fight. They're tenacious. They don't get tired. How about that Josh Hart quote? I mean, how much bullshit can they do? And I get it. I get why Josh Hart's doing this, and I love Josh Hart. I love all these Villanova guys. But he's a journeyman. It's what he's always been. He's a hustle guy. He's somehow averaging like 14 rebounds. He's a 6'4" guard because he's a fucking madman. Maybe he's fouling is what he's doing. He's coming over the top and fouling. And he's a free agent. So he wants to warm himself up to the crowd. So he goes, "Are you tired at all, Josh?" First, he had a funny line. The only way I get tired is when I fight with my wife. You can relate to that, men, right? And then he went into the whole, there's people out there working real jobs who they're not tired. They got to do 14-hour shifts. We're just playing a game, a children's game. Shut the fuck up, Josh Hart. It's a great thing to say, and everyone's going to swoon over it. All the fucking cops and meatheads. Oh, there you hear that? That's right. That's right, pal. We're no spoiled multimillionaires. We're spoiled little lower millionaires. Yes, it's true. People work real jobs that they hate for no money. So they do not want to hear any rich person complaining about being tired. But you actually play 100 basketball games professionally. We understand every single minute, too, if you're tired. Your job is completely different than the rest of the countries or worlds. Serial says, I wish I knew how to get paid millions to play Chutes and Ladders. Or sorry. I haven't played Chutes and Ladders forever time, Serial. You got some kids, obviously. Well, that's a good point you did bring up, Serial, though. I don't know if you're trying to be funny with that, but kids do get paid millions of dollars to play games now on Twitch or whatever, you know? It's never been a better time to play video games. As a kid, you make money. You get scholarships at college. They have teams. And I don't complain about that either. People really hate that. I don't get watching kids play video games, watching Fortnite, you know? The fuck? You're watching someone else play a video game. Yes, you are. Right. I get it. I do get it. Would I do it? No, because I don't play those video games. I'm at the horrible age in the middle where I'm not good at technology, but I am aware of it. Technology. Just saying technology shows you how out of the loop you are. But it's the same thing I'm saying. What I say when people complain about people watching play Fortnite or something on Twitch, it's the same thing as like watching poker or golf for that matter. As we'll get into the PGA as the power almost went out. Watching someone golf, that's not the most exciting thing. The actual activity is not exciting. Watching someone play poker is not exciting, but it's exciting to you because you know it, you know the game, and you're watching someone do it at its highest level. That's the similarities to it. You know? If that makes sense. It's interesting to you. You're learning. You're watching someone do it. But yeah, you can do it. You can do it. Childish games. Oh, that's what Cyril's going with. Yeah, a children's game. I do like when they say that. It's a children's game. Yeah, it is a children's game, I guess. Basketball in a sense. Not NBA playoff basketball. Children would get destroyed. I would like to see the Knicks play some children or the Pacers. I bet they could still dribble on a Rudy Gobert's legs. Take a front shot. But that being said, and Tibbs does get a lot of flack. My God. OG Anunoby getting hurt. It's what he does. He gets hurt. That has nothing to do with Tibbs giving him minutes. Now as he got hurt, he doesn't come back either. He's just like, yeah, no, I'm good. I got you. Yeah, we can really use you. The playoffs are happening. Yeah, nope, I'm fine. I was talking to Donovan Mitchell. Thank God that Cavs-Celtics series is over with. Did I bomb that Knicks, by the way? We're taking the Knicks plus 5.5, and I will be rooting very hard for the Pacers. But I'm not letting. I think the Pacers will win, but I just think 5.5 is way too many for a team that knows it needs to win. It needs to win. The Knicks will have a couple days off. This is the first time they've had a couple days off all series. It was every other game. Now they have like 2-3 days off in the middle here. What they played Monday, right? Now they play Friday, or no, Tuesday they played. Whatever it was. They had Wednesday, Thursday off, and then Game 7. See Generates. This will be interesting. Will be early Sunday afternoon, and then the Rangers might have to play Sunday night. The Garden, the double ice, and we'll see montages of the ice becoming a basketball arena. Incredible. Donovan Mitchell just bailing out of that series was hilarious. How about Ric Flair? Ric Flair drunk tweeting about how he should play no matter what. Ric Flair is killing me. He's hilarious. Ric Flair, alcoholic. We all know that. The famed wrestler. Woo! You know, legendary drinking stories, partying stories. He's the man. He's Ric Flair. Then he was down and done for a bit, and now he's back. He's got a little renaissance for Ric Flair. But now, so he's back to, you know, he's always been drinking, but now the cameras are on him again. And now he's an old man. Now he's just an old man at the bar. And he can't handle his liquor anymore because you're older. So now he's getting in fights at a pizza place, tweeting out that, don't go to this pizza place in Tampa Bay. Their manager was taking a shit too long in the bathroom. He was too long in the bathroom. Oh, yeah? You had to use the bathroom, did you, Ric Flair? What did you have to use the bathroom for, Ric Flair? That you were pounding on the door in the middle of the day. Tweeting about Donovan Mitchell, how he should play, and he's a pussy. Drop the cocaine, Rick, is what I'm trying to say. You're in your 70s, for crying out loud, or whatever the hell you're in. Anyway, God bless Ric Flair. So that is the NBA bombs. Then we got Dallas OKC on Saturday. I really don't have a lean on that one. OKC, although OKC looks like a mess now. Dallas looks like the way better team. I don't think Dallas will blow another opportunity. So if I had to play, I'll play Dallas minus 4.5 bomb there. But it's just tough because every other game, these guys are so hurt. The entire NBA's rosters are so hurt they can't put back-to-back games. Tyrese Halliburton was amazing game 4 in Indiana. Then game 5, he's like, yeah, no, I'm not going to do this one. I'll put up a couple shots, and that's going to be it for me. I got a Broadway show I got to go to out here in New York. I wasn't really planning on playing the actual game. Why, did you guys need me, Pacers? Did you need my 30 points? Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I am hurt. Anyway. Serial says Ric Flair should pull a Dana White and just record people fucking up at their job. Yeah, that was funny. If Dana White shot a FedEx driver, wasn't it? Delivery guy who was just like throwing the packages in the truck. He's in New York. Is there anything better than recording a video from your limousine of a guy at his job messing around at his job? Look at this. This guy doesn't give a shit. That's why he get packages. He got fired. That guy got fired. Thanks, Dana White. You prick. I mean, it goes both ways. He shouldn't be thrown to boxes. But Dana White, can you not post this video to your 15 million followers or whatever the hell it is? He's been in my feed a lot, Dana White. He was on like Sebastian Maniscalco's podcast or something. And there was a clip of him going, I swear the clip was him going, you know, they polled like people on their deathbed and overwhelmingly their biggest regret was they wish they didn't let people, or they wish they cared less about what people thought about them. Overwhelmingly. Not, hey, I wish I had more of this, wish that. They wish they cared less of what people thought about them, which is something an asshole would say. Like Dana White, who doesn't care what people think about him. First of all, I don't buy. What poll? Who the fuck is polling these people on their deathbed? Hey, excuse me, before you go, this is something I need to know. What you know? I need to know what you think. I care about what you think. I don't give the guy dying. I don't give a fuck what you think about me. Oh, okay. See, that's overwhelming. Overwhelming. That's what I've been hearing as an answer. Yeah, because you're asking before they die. Anyway. Yeah, Ric Flair tried to get the pizza company fired. He just tweeted out, no one go to this pizza place. Had to complain about a manager in the bathroom for too long. And he's obviously just drunk at a bar in the middle of the day, pizza place bar. And I love when the company comes back. Their only retaliation coming back is just the video. Okay. Yeah, you heard what Ric Flair said about us. Here's the video of what happened. No words, no nothing. And then he doubled down the next day. And this is what I love about Ric Flair. And this is how you know he's a drunk and an addict. So he gets kicked out of this bar. He gets cut off middle of the day because the guy was in the bathroom, quote unquote, too long, a.k.a. had his bag of blow. He gets kicked out, realizes, hey, he still wants pizza from there. After swearing down, I'm going to fucking light this place up on social media and tell everyone not to go here. I still want this pizza. Got DoorDash to deliver pizza from that place under a pseudonym so they wouldn't spit in it. I can respect that, Ric Flair. Anyway. All right. Oh, geez. Man, this show's getting long on me already. Long on me already. Let me read about game time. Let me read about game time. Let me pull up the thing first. You can't make friends with salad. There's game time right here. So let me tell you about game time. You ever have a frustrating time getting tickets, let's say, to a Ric Flair wrestling match? I'm actually going to a wrestling match here in Hollywood tonight. Can't wait. I'm excited for it. Prestige Wrestling, it's called, in Hollywood. My buddy Vince Averill, who hosts a great podcast called We Watch Wrestling. Very famous. If you like wrestling, it's very good. Anyway, he gave me tickets for this thing in Hollywood, so I think I might go in there. We'll see. We'll see what we have. But tickets are a price. If you want to get a game time, you go to Game Time. Day of the mat. It's the best game time ticket match out there is. You save up to 60% buying last minute for sports, concerts, comedy, theater, etc. Maybe you wanted to buy tickets for my show at the West Side Comedy Theater on Friday night in Santa Monica. You can do that. Or at my show on Sunday night in Covina at Chatterbox. For all you Covina degenerates, you can do that too. Go to Game Time. Get zone deals, all in pricing, seat views, everything. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code CFBX for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CFBX for $20 off. Download Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. And we're back. Here on the Bottom Line Bombs, I am your host, the man in a box, the back detective, the laddie daddy. I try to do a ladder. Oh man, I just missed I did an AJ Wilson lady ladders are the way to go in the WNBA. We'll be doing that as the season goes on, but I'm really into this WNBA season, not just because of Caitlin Clark. There's a whole menu of opportunities out there, and I came one stupid rebound for AJ Wilson rebound hitting a 15-1 shot. I mean, she went over a prop. Her prop was 9.5, but I had her getting over 14, and she got 13, but she killed it. What I like about the WNBA. She have AJ Wilson, and she's the best player in the league. She's just getting her new shoe, defensive player. She's just bigger. And it's kind of like high school, like when a high school running back and it was just better than everyone out there, I like when someone's clearly better than everyone on the field. And that's what it is with WNBA or women's basketball, period. One's a superstar, the rest are 9 women crawling around for a bouquet toss. Anyway, that's a fun thing that's going on there. Cyril says Fury headbutts ladder before the fight. Those Fury families, those jippos. Yeah, the dad headbutting, brother headbutting. Then Tyson didn't. His fucking they headbutt the way they shake hands, and his head's just bleeding. Tyson Fury comes back. What happened? What happened to your head, you cunt? Don't worry about it. Just headbutt somebody. Wouldn't mind that. Oh, now we're getting some sexist talk in the booth, but it's all right. Feach Lamani says he wouldn't mind climbing that Cameron Brink's ladder. She's a tall gal. Tall glass of milk, if you will, like Cameron Brink. All right, let's talk a little quick PGA Tour, which is going on today. Let's take a look at what the live betting odds are now with that, because the first round already happened today, obviously. Xander almost had a course record. He's now the odds-on favorite, 250. He was 9 under today or something crazy. Scotty Scheffler also doing great, plus 325. Finau with a great round. I was on Bryson DeChambeau. He was at 30-1 beforehand, and he's at 33-1 now because he played 2 under today. He did a fine round, so I'll stick with it. All right, C-Generates? I'm just going to stick. I'm not going to go over the whole smorgasbord of PGA plays since the first round's already done with. But you can still get in on Bryson DeChambeau. I like him. Get him some top 10s. He's still 3.5 to 1 for the top 10, but he's at 33 to 1 now to ship it. So let's do it. Bryson DeChambeau 33 to 1. Although Xander can easily, not a lot of people go pillar to post, but putting a 9 under is a pretty lofty score. Rory McIlroy in there. This is what I love. I love the narrative coming in with Rory McIlroy. Rory McIlroy filed for divorce a couple days before this tournament. Married for 7 years. So then you have a world of sports broadcasting, men, basically, and journalists, sports journalists, men, determining and arguing whether that's good for Rory or bad for Rory. Do you hate marriage or are you for marriage, basically? And, because when it comes to golf, the only handicapping and edge they can even write about or know, because they don't know their swing number, don't know. They're all amazing at golf. They're all incredible. And the equipment's amazing. They're all pretty much the same. I mean, some are obviously better. There's elite golfers, but even the pros, even your club pros, they're fucking night and day above us. It's not even close. So the only thing we can know to differentiate these guys is what's going on in their head. Because golf is it's a battle against yourself, basically. You're out there in a course with only your mind to deal with. So the only thing, how's his marriage doing? Well, Tiger, he was the best golfer in the world. Then he got caught cheating. Then he fucked up. Then he was bad. And that's the only way you can break it down. It hasn't been the same since he got caught banging a Perkins waitress, You need that stability. You need his head to be on straight. And years ago, Rory McIlroy was engaged to the tennis player, Carol Wozniacki, I believe. And Caroline Wozniak. Is that right? You should probably look it up. But they were both young superstars, and they were engaged. And then Rory, kind of a dick move, 2 days after the invitations came out, broke off the wedding via text message. Rumor has it. Devastated her. She cried, and her tennis career was never the same. She just got bounced first round after first round. He went on to live the good life. He was shipping tournaments left and right. Fucking like cigar pieces. And all the men are like, he's a little happy. He's not getting married. And she, you know how women are. They have the dress and they have the invitations. And she now has nothing to live for. Harrison Butker can stand up for that, right? Harrison Butker? Eric Acosta joins the chat room. He says a quick look online reveals that the deathbed poll answer was actually about wishing you followed your dreams more rather than what was expected of you. That's hilarious. Yeah. I mean, who is fact checking this fucking thing? This is with Dana White. I'm talking. He's talking about the Dana White deathbed poll. Now, before you go, I just love that. Before you go, quickly, we need to know what you think. Costa says, if you put a douchebag spin on it, that becomes fuck what people think about you, what to follow your dreams are, rather than what I've expected. Yeah, I wish I didn't have, follow my father's footsteps. I wish I cared more about my individuality, not fuck the world, all these assholes. I don't care. Who cares what they think of me? Dana White. Anyway, so yeah, Wozniak. Harrison Butker jumps up. See, she couldn't handle not being married and having kids. Now she has to open up an Excel spreadsheet. The last thing she wants to do. Who is getting the kicker for the Chiefs at their graduation ceremony? The punter, not about, but the was the Kansas City Cosmos. Bad news. Joshua Jackson from Dawson's Creek and the Mighty Ducks, he canceled. He will no longer be our commencement speaker. Good news. I have the kicker for the Super Bowl champion Chiefs. What can go wrong there, right? He's going to tell all our recent college graduates how to achieve in the workforce, I imagine, right? They just graduated college. Men, way to go. Women, you wasted your last 4 years unless you got pregnant. I hope you came to college to get pregnant because that's what you're good for. Okay, Harrison. I tell you, these Chiefs really are getting fat and sassy with these Super Bowl wins. We got to stop. They can't keep winning Super Bowls because they're all losing their minds. The wide receivers, Rashee Rice is fucking, not only is he drag racing, he's punching out photographers. He can't stop getting arrested. Reed's bringing in rugby players. Kickers are fucking telling women to go in the kitchen. Their fans are robbing banks. They're getting limbs amputated off from frostbite. What the hell is going? They're shooting each other at the parades. Kansas City.
That is a disgusting act.
Hilarious. I love them. That's the Tennessee Titans schedule release party. Oh, man, things are getting away from me. So Rory McIlroy, it was correct. All the men's sports writers were right. He got divorced again after 7 years. He couldn't be happier. He put up a 5-under. They're like, oh, man, trust me, that's a good thing. Not having to deal with that. And it was a prenup. Oh, he is living the life. He had a prenup. She didn't get any money. She got like cash out. Like that dude got the cash out for the Oklahoma City Thunder ticket money. That's what she got. Now he's going to go to the Live Tour and fucking cash in $1 billion paycheck and just fucking run it up. And with a clear mind. Oh, man. The other one is Jon Rahm. Now, Jon Rahm bombed out today. Why? Because he's got an actual divorce. Not with his wife and family. His family's fine. He's got wife and kids. He loves them to death. But he left the PGA for the LIV tour, the Live Tour, and he hates it. He was the first stand up against it, like, oh, this is terrible, which it is. But all right, fine. If everyone's getting the money, I'll go get the money. And now he is acting like he's still at the PGA Tour. They're like, well, what's it like? If they're allowed to play the majors. What's it like not being the PGA? He goes, I'm still the PGA. Why'd you say that? No, that's what people get wrong. I still have a card. I stole the PGA card. He showed his card out of his wallet. Great. Okay, you have a card. I have a Dave & Buster's card. There's no money on it. It doesn't work for anything. But yeah, I have PowerPoints. You're not in the PGA, buddy. Get over it. You're playing at Mar-a-Lago in shorts with a boombox over your head. I mean, you're getting paid $40 million a hole. Be happy with that. But yeah, no, it's not real. It's not an actual sport. It's a bastardized version that they do to whitewash their fucking atrocities. But yeah, he's yelling at reporters. No, I'm still part of the PGA. I got the car. They just suspended me. But yeah, no, I feel like I'm very much a part of it. Do you? Because you're not. You're officially not. You know how we know this? You haven't been to any of the PGA tournaments that they have every weekend. They have it everywhere. But you're shooting. You're on a Happy Gilmore green with people with foam fingers. Anyway, he regrets going over there, and he is doing terrible. That's an actual divorce, a work divorce. Some guys actually care about. So it'll be a fun weekend there at the PGA Tour. Now let's get to, now I got to hustle up, get ourselves to the Preakness. Do I have a Preakness sound? No, that's a beer cracking. That's the ladder sound. And that's a lawnmower. I guess I could do the Kentucky Derby horns. That'd be fun. No, I don't need to. Or that's something I should have set up beforehand instead of doing it right now. Anyway, the Preakness is a Saturday, the second leg of the Pimlico. I did give out officially Mystic Dan at the Kentucky Derby. I said if it rains, take him. Did I bet him? No. But I did cover all my bases. Kind of like Jimmy the Greek style. Jimmy the Greek, anytime, not anytime, but sometimes if he was having a bad day at the track, he would famously bet every horse on a race just so he could get a winner. Like he'd bet every single horse. He'd lose money. You don't win money that way, obviously. But just so when it came across the finish line, he'd go, I got that winner! And he'd slap the table so everyone would look at him like, oh, wow, look at that. Jimmy Greek got a winner. He's going to the ATM, but he also has a winner. Anyway, so this is the second leg of the Triple Crown. Mystic Dan will race in this. He's the favorite. The other horse, Muth, Bob Baffert, was the favorite coming into it. Bob Baffert's a legendary trainer who was suspended from the Kentucky Derby because the way he drugs and kills horses. They don't like that. So then his horse could not race in the Kentucky Derby. And he's beaten this Mystic Dan plenty of times. So now he came to the Preakness and he got a fever as soon as he landed. As soon as he landed in Baltimore. Just the smell of Baltimore gave the horse a fever, so they had to scratch him. So now Mystic Dan is their lone favorite. Mystic Dan's people were kind of hilarious. You know, like you know how in sports they say you should never root for an injury, never root for an athlete, to get hurt, a fellow athlete as well. You never see like LeBron James happy that if Jokic got hurt, even though he should be because that's the only way he's going to win, or vice versa. In horses, that's not how it is at all. They throw a party, Mystic Dan. What? He got a fever? Yes! He's not dead, right? Okay, cool. All right, make sure he's not dead. Woo! They're like, fuck yeah, we don't give a shit. He's got a fever. He ain't right. We got a chance now, baby. They're high-fiving these assholes. Amazing. That's horse racing for. That's the kind of people that you're dealing with that own horses. They're super excited when other people get hurt or sick or almost die. And other horses. Horses have load management, says Feachland. Yeah, they do. Then they go into stud, and that's really load management. If you catch my drift. I went to the Preakness. I went to the last great Preakness race. I'll tell you the story real quick, C-Generates, and then I'll give you my pick to win it. This is in Baltimore. This is like the fucking low rent. Kentucky Derby's very prestigious. Yeah, you have fun in the infield, but everyone wears the dresses and the suits and the mint juleps. It's very nice. The Preakness is your working man's race of the Triple Crown. The Belmont is very beautiful too, upstate in New York. A little different, a little sportsman-like too. It's a long race. Black-Eyed Susan's a dirtier drink. It's just a fucking whiskey syrup drink. But this Pimlico track in Baltimore, like a lot of tracks, do not make much money. The only reason why it survives is because it's Preakness. One day out of the year, it's packed. The other one is not. But it used to be, and I went the last time, it was absolutely lawless. It used to be real lawless. The infield was legendary. It was like Woodstock or whatever without any music. NASCAR race, more like it. They'd open the gates, 9 a.m. or whatever, and you'd go running in there. And the rule was whatever you can carry, whatever you can keep on you. You can't have like a vehicle. You can have. So people are going there with giant size inflatable pools that would come out, use that as a cooler, and it's just fucking kegs, cases, whatever. And the infield, I mean, over 100,000 infield swamped. So I went 1 year in college. I went to school in Pittsburgh, Duquesne. We drove out to Baltimore. We knew someone who went to, I don't even know, Salisbury State or some shit in Maryland, not Johns Hopkins. It was something, whatever. It wasn't even University of Maryland. I did know people would go to Maryland, but that's not where we stayed. We stayed, I think it was Salisbury State. That's not the point. Loyola. Maybe it was Loyola. Doesn't matter. Anyway, so we go to Preakness, and it's fucking, sun's roasting. Everyone's getting hammered. I saw 3 fist fights, 18 sets of breasts, all before 11 a.m. People on top of porta-johns running across them like they're doing parkour. It was fucking madness. And we're like, oh my God, we got another 7 hours of this out in the sun, just getting roasted. And you could bet down there, you don't know what's going on. Horses are running by. You're just asking people, what happened in the third race? Oh, the 5-1. Shit. Okay, whatever, So people were wrecked. And that's what it was. And they let it happen. It was in the infield. It's the only way they could make money. And this is the year, it was in the 9th race. So the Preakness, the actual run, the main race is like the 11th race, so it's all day of races. Before like the 10th race, a huge line of security of cops and horses started guarding the rail. And we're like, wow, this is interesting. They're really beefing up the security. The main race must be coming. Why'd that happen? We found out why that happened. We're like, who won the 9th race? I had Syntax, the favorite. Some guy goes, oh, some asshole, it's void. Some asshole went out and tried to punch a horse. And so all bets were off. I'm like, yeah, okay, all right, whatever. Turns out he was right. Some guy, a college kid, and there's pictures of this. Look up Preakness, Syntax. I'll never forget, Syntax was the name of the horse. That was the favorite. This guy did not have money on Syntax. He had a bad day. Very drunken day. Hops the fence, gets on the track. As the horses are coming down the home stretch, he's right at him. He's in the middle of them. And he's got his fists clenched. There's a great photo of it on the cover of the newspaper the next day. We saw as we were driving back to Pittsburgh. Holy fuck, that kid wasn't lying. Look at this. This guy tried to punch a horse. He's got both fists clenched. They come rushing at him. They go around him, luckily for him. He jumps up and does this awful swinging drunk punch at a horse. He tries to punch a horse, Blazing Saddles style, like he's Alex Karros. But he jumped up, whiffed, obviously, because he's a drunken fucking fat guy trying to fucking punch a horse. And they go around him. Whatever. Finishes off. He gets arrested, obviously. Security lines up, and no more debauchery on the infield after this. My favorite part was, this was a big incident, obviously. So during the press conference, they're asking security why they didn't stop him. National media is here for the Preakness. Hey, security guard at a racetrack here in Baltimore. Why didn't you jump out in the middle of that highway, basically? It was basically a highway with trucks going 40 miles an hour directly at him. And he answered, and I'll never forget, the security guard answered with I love when someone answers with their salary. That's their opening line. Hey, so how come you didn't go out there and try to stop him? Oh, why? I make $11 an hour. That's why. That's why I didn't go out in the fucking road. It's basically a road. If that guy wants to kill himself, he's going to let him kill himself. I'm not getting in the middle of that. Are you crazy? I make $11 an hour. Why don't you go out there? You got a pen, right? That's just as helpful as anything I'm going to do out there. Those are fucking thoroughbreds. You know the horsepower phrase in a car? That's what they are. Oh, man. Jeez Louise, we're already at an hour. See, Jenners, I do this every time. See, Jenners, we're already at an hour. Anyway, after that, so I really feel like I got the last of the great Pimlico Preakness things. It's one of those things you got to do once in your life. I love when I tell you that. Anytime, speaking of the Dana White deathbed thing, when they say, I like when someone says, you know what? It's something everyone should do once in their life. That usually means it's a bad experience. But to say you did it, running with the Bulls, waiting tables, yeah, it's something you should do just to say you done it. Yeah, or you can just not do it, and you can always say you done it. Yeah, people are watching the video. Feach says, just watch the video. There's a guy wearing a knockoff Pacers jersey. Good sign before Knicks betters. Yeah, yeah, I think it was a Travis Best Knicks jersey. Actually, it was probably before. Yeah, it was Dale Davis Knicks Pacers days. I mean, anyway, as far as the race goes, Mystic Dan is the favorite. We're not going to bet him. He won. He was a 19-1 shot in the Kentucky Derby. He rode the rail. Perfect race. He is good. It's not the way it used to be at the Triple Crown. There's not too many horses that were in the Kentucky Derby. They don't do all three. They saved themselves for the Belmont. So it would be good for racing, of course, if they win. But there's two horses I like. So Bob Baffert's horse got knocked out, the favorite. He's got one more. Imagination. The number 9, I believe. Yeah, number 9, Imagination. He's 6-1. I also like Tuscan Gold. But we're going to go with Imagination because Bob Baffert is going to put all the drugs he didn't use on the first horse, and he's going to put it on the second horse. All the ones he couldn't jack him up because he has the fever. So Baffert is a legend at these Preakness. He is the all-time leading trainer winning there. So at 6-1, you do an exacta with Tuscan Gold, who is, what number is he? Is he the 3 or the 8? I'm trying to think. I don't know what number he is. But that's not the point. So do an exacta box. Imagination with Tuscan Gold. That can get some good coin. If they're both at 5-1, that won't be too bad. So let's bomb that. Oh my goodness, we're already over an hour. Let's go to the box. Welcome, C. Jenner. Thank you. First of all, thank you for being with us today on my later show this afternoon here on Thursday, and enjoy your weekend. Follow me on Instagram at CJ Sullivan was taken, or on Twitter, or on X at CJ Sullivan _. If you are in LA, I got 2 shows this weekend. Friday night in Santa Monica at the West Side Comedy Theater, and Sunday in Covina. Chatterbox will be a fun show. All right. Follow the other shows too, the Sports Gambling Podcast. They get enough love. Follow me. Subscribe, hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Subscribe to my channel or whatever, the iTunes, the Spotify, however you listen to your pods. If you're listening to it on a different feed, make sure you listen to mine. And tell 50,000 of your friends while you're at it, right? Let's get this thing going. Let's ride that Hannibal momentum I got going. You know what I loved about the Hannibal interview? And I love Hannibal. Known for a real long time. It was a perfect Hannibal interview because it was equal parts entertaining and confusing. He's entertaining because he's great, he's hilarious, but also confusing. We're like, why is he giving hockey picks? Why do you keep calling him Hockey Hannibal? This makes no sense. Correct. That's why it's Hannibal. Anyway, so that worked out. Anyway, what did I want to talk about? Oh, NFL schedules. You guys were asking about that. Who did have the funniest? I don't hate to be old man about the fucking NFL schedule things. And these videos are funny, but Jesus Christ, we're talking about travel plans. We're talking about a PDF file. Oh, it's coming out in 2 weeks. And then you got the social media teams, and they're kind of funny. The Chargers one was funny with the Sims. That Chargers was the best one for sure. They have a lot of hidden codes. They had a QR code in there. That was the funny part. They have a QR code on a Raiders thing. If you scan the QR code, it goes right to Raiders fans for tickets, and it says like a clown school or something. Not bad. But then when you get to the comedy, I mean, now it's just all bad, semi-decent sketch comedy. The Patriots one was pretty good. The Eagles one could have been good. It wasn't as funny as they thought. If it had better writing, it would have been funny, but the execution was kind of good. The Ravens had the comedy. The Lions had Tim and Sam, and I love Tim and Sam too. Not good friends with them, but I'm friendly enough with them. They're great. But Jesus Christ, are they fucking just ambassadors of Detroit now? There's not a Detroit sporting event happens without Tim Robinson and Sam Richardson. I mean, I'm not talking about throwing out the first pitch. They're pitching the first 3 innings for the Tigers during April. They're doing a schedule release. They're doing a tip off. I mean, they could have played 20. Yeah, they could have played a fourth quarter for the Pistons if they wanted to. I mean, I'm saying good for them. They're funny. They're great. They deserve it. But holy shit. Got to get their Little Caesar things. Baltimore had a comment. Tennessee started it last year when they had a great one where they interviewed people on Broadway there who are just drunk bachelorette parties and shit. They showed them the logo and they had to guess the team. Then they did the noise like, oh, that's the Carolina Jungle Cats. And then they show like Jaguars or something, Jacksonville, you know. Oh, that's the Cowboys, Dak Prescott. And then they show the Colts logo. So that killed. That destroyed it. That was the best one. And then this year, they just basically did the same exact thing. They got one of the drunk girls from last year's video to interview other people to say other things about them, and it's distributed. So that's what the NFL is finding. Comedy's hard, and writing comedy is even harder. And I don't have social media teams. Obviously, they're not football, but it still has to be approved by football. And you can tell they have when they put their hands in it. No, this will be funny. Trust me. We'll have Jerry Jones and then FaceTime Shane Gillis. And he'll say, go Birds, and it'll be Joe Rogan in a hot tub. It'll be funny. Trust me, it'll be funny. We'll have the Harbaughs talking Harbaughs. I'm just saying, I just fucking released a schedule. My God. I don't even understand. Like, the videos are fine, whatever, entertaining. But then I'm like, what am I looking at? I'm looking at 18 cities and different dates. Oh, wow, they play Seattle on November 17th. What the fuck does that mean? People are breaking down how easy and hard their schedules are. You don't even know what these teams are going to be. Like the Bengals last year, they were a tough team in March. Then Joe Burrow gets hurt, and now they're not. Now you have one of the easiest wins there is. That's what NFL football is. It's 8 guys on the world. We're talking about Illuminati. There's 8 quarterbacks that control the entire world of football. If one of them gets hurt, now you have an easy win. Anyway, I don't want to be too much of an old man about the NFL scheduling. But good God, they are such slob monsters. Just whatever. Fuck it. The NBA, you have Christmas? Not anymore. We're going to put a game on Netflix. We don't give a shit how much that charges. It's something like it's like $1,000 if you want to watch every football game this year of all the different streaming services you have to fucking sign up for. Unless you have my illegal hookup. Anyway, we are over an hour. This is getting too much. This is getting too much. Congratulations to all the NFL. You know what? I'll do next week. I'll get more into the NFL schedules. Right now, we'll just talk about the comedy and the NFL finding out writing comedy is hard. Writing it again is even harder. All right, that was good. That was almost profound. I was just like those teams where I thought that was going to be very profound, and it really wasn't. But it is a good way to end a show, and I will end a show with a theme song and then a little music for the podcast listeners only, because YouTube will come after me.